Smitty, a couple big hits, a couple coincidental minor shorthanded goals. Is that like the Brendan Smith hat from now on? Or?
You can call it whatever you want, but I just want to set the tempo, play hard defensively, and that's just really what Colsey and I want to do. Just be solid defensively, and if I can chip in offensively, that's a bonus. So, yeah, I'll take it as a good game.
Does that get you into the game too? Those first couple big hits? Are you
for sure? Absolutely. I mean, I think it gets a lot of people right into the game. For me, probably a little bit more because that's kind of my style. But I like that because you're engaged right off the bat.
Raanta, the goalie obviously gets a lot of credit, and he shut out, and Raanta obviously played well tonight. But defensively, when they started coming in the third period, you guys were able to contain them and keep their best players kind of from the most dangerous chances. What were you guys able to do so well defensively, kind of when you had to hunker down there?
I just think our compete and our battle level was high, and that's what we need. Obviously, they're great players, and you got to tip your hat to them because they kept coming in waves. And I thought we took their time and space, and that's really the biggest thing. I think there was a lot of areas where Bredman kind of turns up and he tries to create a space, but if you stay with him, try to take that space away from him, he can't make those elite plays. He still does, and that's what players like him do. But if you can take it away and stay close to them, you can get your stick on maybe a pass or a shot. And I saw a lot of guys doing that, and it's good for us. And they're playing well. They had no quit in their game, and we were just fortunate to get one on the Shorty and kind of bunker down. And obviously, Rance, like you said, just playing phenomenal for us.
Is there any? I mean, when he takes over in net and gets this opportunity, he talked about this opportunity. It's something he's been waiting for a long time after game one. You know him, you played with him this season and whatnot. I mean, is there something about his personality or something about the way he plays that allows him to just freely take this opportunity and just run with it? Whereas some other guys might, succumb to a little bit of the pressure of it.
Yeah, I just think it's pretty remarkable what he's done, right? Like I think coming in and harnessing the moment and stepping in and playing the way he is it's phenomenal. It's a testament to how hard he works in practice. Like I think that's where it really comes from is he battles in practice, and he doesn't want to get scored on any time, whether it is one of those little shootout games in practice. And I think it carries over. And whenever I've watched good goalies, I'm thinking about Henrik Lundqvist in my mind right at the moment, where he never wanted to be scored on, even in practice, and he'd get upset when you did. So I think I see, and maybe that wore off on him by playing with him. So I just think it's incredible. We've definitely needed it, and he's stepped up to it. So you just got to kind of tip your hat to him.
Fishy said he was kind of surprised to see you over there on the two on the Shorty. What did you see on that play to get up there?
Yeah, we did a good job on the line, so they weren't able to break in cleanly. And then Turbo, I saw, got to the puck first, and I just noticed that Turbo makes great plays, and he could chip it into space where I saw Fishy moving. So I tried to get going as fast as I could and find the lane. And Fishy's an elite passer. We've seen that, and he put it right on the money. So I can't take too much for it, but it was a good read by a lot of players.
What's it like being a part of a 1-0, especially
as a defenseman? It's great. I think it's even greater for Roddy. I think that's what it's coach's dream is a 1-0, 2-0 win. So we obviously like that. The game, there wasn't a lot both ways, and that's a good playoff game. The fans won't like it as much, but for us in the room, it's a lot better.
The way you described Raanta kind of sounds like you could be describing yourself. Like you've been in and out of the lineup, and then you come in the playoffs ready to go. Like how do you get prepared for playoffs in that situation?
I've been fortunate to have a lot of playoff games, especially when I played with the Red Wings. So I've had the taste of that, and I love playoff time. For me, it's not hard to get up for these games. So I just try to keep myself prepared and ready. Whatever happens during the year happens during the year. Like I said before, I envision myself playing at this time, and I think you have to. And then I'm just trying to do whatever I can do to help the team. And when things get tighter, I think my style of hockey is effective in these kind of games. And so it's worked out for me.
You guys have won games in the playoffs all kinds of different ways. late comeback win. This one, you get the lead, you hang on and then hold them off. Can you take more confidence from that as a team when you find sort of these different ways to come out on top?
Well, I think if we just stick to our style, it's eventually going to wear on teams and we're going to find a way to win. So you can't win the game in the first period. And I think by the third period, it's that wear and tear. And it's Roddy calls it the stress game. And if we can continue to do that, we're going to find those chances and it's going to eventually go our way. Sometimes it doesn't. That's just hockey. That's the bounces of the game. But if we stay that way and play as close to a 60-minute game of our style, we give ourselves the best chance to win. And that's why I think you find it where we might come back or we might hold on to a lead or what. That's why those kind of style of games that we can win in different ways is just because if we stick to our style, I think it takes care of us.
One previous shorthanded goal for you, but into an empty net, so we're not going to count that one. Do you remember the last one that was on a goalie in your career?
Shorthanded?
Yeah, like
Um,
NHL.
I mean, I haven't scored many goals, so it'd probably be college, I guess. I can't think of one. I'm not sure. I
Where's
don't.
this one rank? You said not many goals, but where's this one?
Yeah, this one's obviously very high, if not the highest. Obviously, everybody remembers their first, and you kind of remember your first with each team. So my first one here was a big one too. But playoff goals, I don't have many of them, as you've alluded to. But yeah, this is, if not the best one.
Obviously, home ice has mattered a lot to you guys. How important are the next two, proven that you can translate it on the road?
Yeah, those are massive, and it's something we need to talk about. Get ourselves ready. We weren't happy with losing 3 on the road, so we've got to dial it up. And I think what happened a little bit when we were in Boston, we just took too many penalties. So that's an area that we're going to be aware of and make sure that we keep pushing here. For sure. I think anytime you have familiarity, it helps. But I think more than anything, it's just there's a lot of guys with playoff experience, and I would take that more than just MSG experience. But yeah, that plays into it for sure. All right. Thank you guys.